I had a lot of resentments towards just the whole world, a lot of anger, a lot of bitterness. Eventually, it got to the point where I started using drugs.
At a very young age, I went through a lot of trauma, a lot of abuse, a lot of things that a kid should never go through. There was one point where I was locked inside a bathroom and my mother was getting beat by her husband at the time, and I remember he was trying to beat the door down, and I've always been that scared little kid inside that room. As soon as I had a drink of alcohol, there was no social stage. It was just, I was full-blown alcoholic.
I was addicted to crystal meth. At that point, I started to go into a state of psychosis. And when I got into that psychosis, I got myself into a lot of trouble, stealing from others, stealing from family members.
It really happened so fast, where it started with somebody offering it to me, and then only a few months later, I'm an everyday user, and that's all that seemed to matter to me.
I jumped from job to job because of my drinking. I got into harder and harder drugs, and I was in a really bad psychosis, thinking people were saying things that they weren't. I was just losing my mind.
At one point, it got so bad that I was living on the streets in Moncton.
I went to the bar and somebody offered me fentanyl for the first time, and I tried it, and next thing I know, I wake up in the hospital.
Eventually, it got to the point where I wanted to kill myself. I hated myself. I hated the things I did. I hated that I numbed my mind so much that I couldn't even remember the things that I did.
And that's where I started hallucinating and hearing these voices and stuff like that. And I thought I was gonna stay like that forever. I wasn't sure if I was ever gonna be sane again.
I was drinking a 66er of vodka a day, coming in and out of sleep, just wishing I wouldn't wake up, but I was too scared to kill myself. I was doing extremely shameful things to fuel my addiction. It was either I kill myself or I call for help.
I ended up saying this is enough. The next day, I had to go tell my family what was going on. They said, you need to phone the Village of Hope.
Village of Hope is a 10-month program which is faith-based for men that struggle with addiction. One of the things that makes this a tough but successful program is that we deal with the root issues of addiction.
I think that so many people focus on the addiction as a problem, but the addiction's not the problem. It was the attempted solution to the problem.
The program really helps just get down to the root issues of why I'm doing what I'm doing. I've found so many things that I wouldn't even think about connecting to my addiction. So all the leaders of this program have all graduated this program.
They can teach the material because they've gone through the program themselves. And this helps for the men to realize that, okay, this guy has gone through the exact same thing that I've gone through.
I know where these men have been because I've been there. I know what it's like to be homeless and eat out of a garbage can. There's nothing that these men go through that I haven't been through.
So you have confidence that what they're gonna do is going to help you because it helped them, and they're in a place where they have years of recovery as proof that this program is successful.
It's in the authority of my God and my Savior, because that's the only reason why I'm alive today, to be able to teach, but it's also because I've lived it, I know it, and I don't want anybody to have to go through what I had to go through to find freedom.
After they're done class, they go into different work sites. Now we have a construction crew. They do some of the painting, the upkeep on the buildings.
A good chunk of it is the bakery. We have a bakery here that we cook our own goods and serve them out to the community. And some people are in the kitchen, and that's just preparing meals for the guys here.
And then we also have a crew that goes to AGT, which is a canary seed plant.
Or we'll just work in the town, work at the rink, and do weed whacking and stuff like that. It really helped me gain my confidence in doing things that I didn't think I'd be able to do or even want to do. I like work now.
A meal at the end of the day when you've finished your 5.5 hours of work and you've done class and you're just ready to relax, and you get to go to supper with the guys and just share about your day, and then maybe even have an activity to do in the evening with them just to wrap the day up. It really brings you together as a group, knowing that you're not alone anymore, that you got friends in recovery, and what we call here is brothers in recovery.
It's like a brotherhood here, so the men are really close with one another and in relationship with each other.
When I first got here, I pushed everyone away. That's what I was used to doing. But despite that, people still told me they loved me. People still hugged me. People still cared. And I started to realize that they really just loved me. And I started to love them.
They never gave up on me, even when I was wanting to leave, when I was wanting to give up, when I left job sites, when I wanted to throw in the towel. They just never gave up.
God has given me a family where I thought I didn't have one, who can relate to me because they feel the same brokenness. God has given me a home, a roof over my head, 3 meals a day. God has given me purpose through my work detail, given me purpose in relationships, given me friendships that I know will last forever.
Even though we have ups and downs in the program, we're all working on it together to get to the same goal, so we can really learn to build each other up. And we're there to support each other and pray for each other, and we want to see each other succeed.
As much as the classes help, the talks I have with the guys, that's where the real healing is.
If I wasn't at the Village of Hope, I would be stuck in a vicious cycle of jumping from job to job like I was doing, and ruining relationships with all my family members.
My life of being a drug user and alcoholic is over, all because of this program, and God changed my whole life.
But the main thing that they teach people is how to have a relationship with Jesus. That's how people get freedom from their addictions.
As I grow to understand more and more of how much He loves me, the more I'm able to love those around me and stop fighting against everything.
It's tough, but it's really, really worth it. One of the best things that I've done.
God has a plan for each one of us in this program, and we're destined to be more than drug addicts.
I'm no longer that kid trapped inside that room anymore. I found a Savior who gave me the way out and the freedom.
He saved my life, and He used this place to do it. That's what this place has done for me.